coming. Gonna wait 1 minute, 25 seconds before I start the live stream so everything records. And I talk about my lineup a little bit for people that come later and watch my live stream later so they understand what's happening. My daily live streams. Okay, 1 minute, 25 seconds. Welcome to Victory EA. Welcome to my live stream. Today, the Brooklyn Nets hired Steve Nash as their head coach. Hall of Famer Steve Nash. So I have a lineup of Steve Nash and Brooklyn Nets players that he's going to coach. Still, Steve Nash, monthly master, 92 overall at point guard. Shooting guard, Carlos Levert, as shooting guard. Small forward, Joe Harris, a great three-point shooter. Power forward, Taurean Prince, a power forward. And as center, Kevin Durant as center. Season 3 card. Kevin Durant is center. Now, I have Brooklyn Nets, Barclays center court. Brooklyn Nets jerseys, away jerseys. And Phoenix Suns jerseys. And then we're going to immediately play against Facebook friends. So, my opponent has Jimmy Butler and a Tim Duncan. And he has a Giannis Antetokounmpo core. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to go to my computer and check who came. My opponent has Miami Heat, court, Chicago Bulls jerseys, and we have Brooklyn Nets jerseys. As today, the Brooklyn Nets hired Steve Nash as their coach. Taurean Prince with the rebound. Gives the ball to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant with a mid-range shot, but gets a shot blocked. I'm going to autoplay it. And then we're going to talk about Steve Nash. Hired today as the Brooklyn Net coach. And I'm going to go check on my computer. Jason Tatum with a dunk. YT Cool Gaming, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Hello, how are you? Yay, I'm a Nets fan. Congratulations today. Your team hired Steve Nash as a coach. And it was quite a surprise. Steve Nash, of course, a Hall of Famer. Great point guard, played for the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. And the Phoenix Suns have actually been trying to hire him for a long time as their head coach. But the Phoenix Suns are right now really a bad team for many years. So Steve Nash, I guess, did not want to be the Phoenix Suns head coach. Now, Steve Nash was working with Golden State during their championship run. And he also won a championship when he was working for the Golden State Warriors. I think he won 2 NBA championships. As he was a player development consultant for the Golden State Warriors. So basically he was not an assistant coach, but he went and helped the players. Help coach the players. I think that's what it means to be a player development consultant. He helped Kevin Durant, helped Stephen Curry, helped coach him a little bit during practice. And you see some pictures and film of him coaching Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson during practice. And I don't think he was an actual assistant coach, so he wasn't sitting on the bench during games, as I know of. The Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers, their general manager, hired him as a coach. Now, Stephen Curry, He won the MVP twice, and then one time he thanked Steve Nash during his MVP speech. Cam Gore, hello, thank you for coming. How are you? Oh, what happened to the what happened with the Raptors? Did they win? Did they lose tonight? I thought your team is the Indiana Pacers. So they're playing a second team. Now, Steve Nash did coach a little bit of Kevin Durant in Golden State. He was a player consultant. Player development consultant for Golden State during their championship run. So, of course, he knows Kevin Durant very well. So, Kevin Durant today, a Brooklyn Net, is probably very happy that he is now their head coach. Now, in terms of experience as a head coach, Steve Nash has no experience. He'll be a rookie head coach. In fact, he hasn't even really been officially an assistant coach yet. So it remains to be seen if Steve Nash can lead the Brooklyn Nets to the NBA championship. The Brooklyn Nets this year were a 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, but they played without Kevin Durant as he was injured the whole year. So we will see if Steve Nash, how good of a coach he is. Because I know Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets expect an NBA championship. Durant wants to win a championship by himself, basically. So we will see how good of a coach Steve Nash is. 0.5 seconds. Clutch time win to the Celtics. Oh, okay. So are you rooting for the Celtics or the Raptors? Cam Gore, are you rooting for any team? So it looks like the Toronto Raptors won tonight by 104-103. And I have not been watching the playoffs, so looks like the Raptors won, and so they did not go down 3-0. Now they're only down 2-1 to the Boston Celtics, trying to even out the series. So congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. And then the other game, the Clippers are winning right now, 71-53 into the third quarter. Their first game. Drip Productions, thank you for coming. Hello, how are you? Now, Steve Nash is now the Brooklyn Nets coach. And of course, he was a Hall of Fame point guard for the Phoenix Suns. Different team, Dallas Mavericks. Now, a couple years ago, the Brooklyn Nets hired Jason Kidd, who's also a Hall of Fame coach. And he also did not have much coaching experience. He was a rookie coach, as Steve Nash is now going to be a rookie coach. And Jason Kidd coached an old Kevin Garnett and an old Paul Pierce. And then there was also Brooke Lopez there and Jerome Williams. And their first year they made it to the second round of the playoffs. They lost to the Miami Heat. LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. So you could say that Jason Kidd was disappointing as the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Disappointed, but he was only a rookie head coach. And he later, I think after one season, would just leave and become the Milwaukee Bucks head coach. And later he'll coach a young Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jabari Parker. So, interesting choice by the Brooklyn Nets to hire Steve Nash as their head coach. Now, I know the Brooklyn Nets general manager is Sean Marks, and Sean Marks was a San Antonio Spur and won championships. He was at the bench, a role player, but he won championships with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. Sean Marks, New Zealand. He's a pretty great general manager so far. Made many good deals. So interesting hire. Hiring Steve Nash as their head coach. Not really now, but I can choose what I support between the two teams. Yeah. Since the Indiana Pacers lost, you can support any team now. What team do you think is going to win the NBA championship, Hamgore? The remaining teams, which one do you think is going to win? As Kevin Durant gets a rebound and lays the ball in. Now, the Brooklyn Nets are definitely, in my opinion, the most interesting team in the NBA. One of the more interesting teams in the NBA. Because they have a Kevin Durant, and we're waiting to see when he comes back how healthy he will be. And then we also have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, a very intelligent person, a very intelligent player, a great player. The best handles in the NBA, but as he said many weird things, he's kind of weird. And he said flat earth and all those things. So, the media usually does not like Kyrie Irving. Now, they're in New York. They're in Brooklyn, New York. But the media definitely focuses much more on the New York Knicks. So, the media attention is always on the Knicks and less on the Brooklyn Nets. As the Brooklyn Nets used to be the New Jersey Nets. And a couple years ago, they moved to Brooklyn. So, that team, not many people pay attention to that team. So even though they're New York now, they're kind of like a small market team, and not many people pay attention to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, New York Knicks, on the other hand, are almost like the Lakers, even though they don't have as many championships because the media is there. Stephen A. Smith is there. That's his favorite team. He works in Connecticut, but at ESPN, but he's always there, of course, and criticizing the New York Knicks. That's his favorite team. He loves that team. So you're always going to hear about the New York Knicks a lot, even though the New York Knicks teams are pretty bad. Now, I'm playing against my opponent from last time, and so last time I had the James Harden, Houston Rockets, and Houston Rocket jerseys from my last live stream. Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder, my last live stream. So Steve Nash with the ball, drives in, makes the scoring with contact shot. Rebounder, yo, thank you for coming. And today's live stream is about the Brooklyn Nets. I am good. How are you, Rebounder? I supported Nets last year because D'Angelo Russell. Yes, D'Angelo Russell, of course, probably a fan favorite in the NBA. Everybody supports him. Right now, was basically traded to the Golden State Warriors because of Kyrie Irving, and now he's a Minnesota Timberwolf, and they're deciding whether to pick Anthony Edwards or LaMelo Ball. Rebounder, what do you think of the Steve Nash hire as a head coach of your team? Brooklyn Nets hire Steve Nash today. Steve Nash was a player development consultant for the Golden State Warriors. So he was part of those championship teams. He was not officially an assistant head coach. It's kind of confusing, but they have different names for everything. So he's a player development coach, and sometimes you see some clips of him coaching Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry. And you don't hear much about him when he was at Golden State, but Kevin Durant knows him for sure. And he's probably very happy that Steve Nash is his head coach. And of course, Steve Nash, Hall of Famer for Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks. Interesting hire. Now, Steve Nash's age, he was born in 1974, and he is now 46 years old. And of course, he came into the NBA during the 1996 NBA draft, one of the top drafts in NBA history. It was a 15 overall pick. Now, other players drafted in that draft: Kobe Bryant, Jermaine O'Neal, Stephon Marbury. And he has played for the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns again, Los Angeles Lakers, and now is a coach of the Brooklyn Nets. And he's won 2 MVPs in 2005 and 2006 when he was a Phoenix Sun. And he was an 8-time All-Star from 2002, his first time, and the last time in 2012. What's good? What do you think about Steve Nash hiring? I think it's a very surprising hire. I did not think of him as a candidate. As the Phoenix Suns for a long time wanted to hire Steve Nash. That's the rumor, but he decided not to become a head coach. So I was quite surprised. I did not hear much about it. I think it's you say I think it's maybe I don't know. That's a good fit though. So I think we'll have a run for a championship. What draft class do you think is the best? The best draft class, I think, is definitely 1984 NBA draft. As Michael Jordan was drafted in that draft, and Hakeem Olajuwon, and I believe Charles Barkley, and of course the 1996 NBA draft. It was also really great because of Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash. And the other one, of course, would be 2003 NBA draft. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Out of all 3 of those, I'll probably still go with 1984 being the best. And probably 2003 being second. And 1996 being third. But it's debatable. Some people will say 1996 is the second best one. Or 2003 is the third best one. But they're all very good drafts. Ball Nation, hello. Thank you for coming. How are you? Right now, we're in James Harden Court. I have Oklahoma City Thunder jerseys because it's playing against my opponent from last time. The jerseys were saved. Steve Nash hired as the Brooklyn Nets coach. So I have Steve Nash as my point guard. And the other players are all Brooklyn Nets players: Prince, Durant, LeVert, Harris. Zach LaVine has some dunk animations. Oh, rebounder, if you're still here. Joe Harris. I believe he's your starting small forward. So, when Kevin Durant comes, does Kevin Durant... Kevin Durant's to be the small forward probably, right? So does Joe Harris come off the bench? Is he a 6-man? Coach TJ, yo, thank you for coming. The GM, sup, thank you for coming. YDK Wheezy, thank you for coming. And Wheezy, congratulations again on your success and being an EA game changer. I appreciate your support. Prime Mellow, Wheezy, what's up, Wheezy? So we're going to hurry up and play against the next opponent. Thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate the support. And thank you YDK Weezy. And thank you Coach TJ, the GM. Thank you all for coming. So Steve Nash today hired as a Brooklyn Nets coach. Now the last big hire they had, a famous point guard they had as coach, was Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd did not work out for the Brooklyn Nets as they lost in the second round when they had an old Kevin Garnett, when they had an old Paul Pierce. So I don't know what to think about this hire. But Steve Nash is a very intelligent guy. You hear him talk. And I think smarter than Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's a little bit of a drama queen. Steve Nash is a little bit smarter and a little bit more quieter. So maybe it will work out. But he has Kevin Durant on his team. And he has a drama queen in Kyrie Irving, who's very weird, but very intelligent as well, and a great point guard. So, the Brooklyn Nets, you expect them to win a championship. That's why Kevin Durant signed with the Brooklyn Nets. He wants to win a championship, basically by himself, because people keep doubting him. People call him a cupcake, called him a snake for signing with the Golden State Warriors and winning 2 championships with them. Congratulations, 1K. Thank you very much, YDK Weezy. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Michael Jordan, yo, thank you for coming. Please don't mean my day. Don't play against me every time. I randomly just play against anybody that I see in my Facebook friends. So I've been live streaming every day. So I basically play against whoever's there. The GM. How are you guys doing? How are you, GM? Thank you for coming. So Steve Nash with the ball. Gives the ball to Carlos Levert. And the rebounder, you said pick a team. 2020, 2021. Expecting Brooklyn Nets or the 2012 Miami Heat. Who's the better team? The future Brooklyn Nets or the Miami Heat? I'd pick Miami Heat. Because they already won the championship. They have LeBron James. I prefer LeBron James over Kevin Durant. And they have Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. So no brainer. I'll pick the Miami Heat over the Brooklyn Nets. Let's play against this opponent. So Steve Nash in the 1996 NBA draft was the 15th overall pick. He was from the University of Santa Clara from California. And of course, he's Canadian and he grew up playing soccer. And as Americans, we call it soccer, but other people from other countries, they call it football. So he's quite underrated when he came out of college. And that university that he went to, Santa Clara, it's not a very famous university. Now he went to the Phoenix Suns, the 15th overall pick. And his first time with the Phoenix Suns, he played a supporting role and he was behind other point guards. They had a lot of point guards at the Phoenix Suns at the time. Kevin Johnson, a great dunker who is now mayor of Sacramento. Sam Cassell, who was also there, and later Jason Kidd. So later he was basically traded to the Dallas Mavericks and played there from 1998 to 2004, Steve Nash. And he became a star with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Dallas Mavericks at the time were a very bad team. They eventually started winning, and their coach was Don Nelson. And Steve Nash, along with a young Dirk Nowitzki and a Michael Finley, led the team to multiple playoff appearances. But in 2004, Steve Nash was a free agent and decided to return to the Phoenix Suns and signed with the Phoenix Suns. At the time, I think the Phoenix Suns were a 9th or 10th seed team. They were not a playoff team, but they were very young and talented. They had Amari Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, and Sean Marion. And then the first time Steve Nash came to the Phoenix Suns, and they played a run-and-gun offense, their coach was Mike D'Antoni, who is now the coach of the Houston Rockets. And they, in the 2004-2005 season, the Phoenix Suns will be the #1 team in the West. And Steve Nash will win MVP his first season as the Phoenix Suns. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your support, everybody. Only a couple seconds left. Steve Nash tries a three-point shot, misses that shot. And the reason why I have Houston Rockets jerseys is because last time I played, I used Houston Rockets jerseys. Let's hurry up and play a second opponent. Now, the second season for the Phoenix Suns, Amari Stoudemire gets injured, and their center ends up being Boris Diaw. If you remember Boris Diaw, he's basically their center. And the Phoenix Suns still play really well. My opponent has 108, Trae Young. And Steve Nash wins MVP again. And I think that's the year where the Phoenix Suns, I think, are a 2 seed and the Lakers are a 7 seed. And Kobe Bryant, they play against Kobe Bryant. And the Lakers go up 3-1. But then the Suns come back and they defeat the Lakers. And the Lakers had Kwame Brown, Smush Parker, those players who are not remembered as great players, but yep. Caris LeVert makes the shot. So you have Dragic. And this is the Hoop Dome Arena. The Hoop Dome Arena, I checked where this court came from. Is from the Live Pass. So the Live Pass right now, Manu Ginobili. We have the Hoop Dome. My team is a special lineup. I don't care about the overall of the cards. So my team is Steve Nash at point guard, the free one that they gave us. And then I was trying to find any cards I have left that did not sell in the auction house. So I have Caris LeVert, Taurean Prince, Joe Harris, and Season 3, Kevin Durant at center. So that's why I don't really care about winning. As you see, if you see, come to my other live stream. I don't care. I just like talking about the NBA. Now let's check out the box score today. The Clippers are winning 91-63. I'm not surprised at that. The Denver Nuggets just a couple days ago just played against a Game 7 and defeated the Utah Jazz. Now, Denver Nuggets, they're pretty tired right now, probably. And the Clippers had more rest, a couple more days rest. Now, sometimes when you just play a Game 7, you're actually still ready to play, and then you usually play well. But the Clippers are more talented. But we'll see later. This one game. Let's see if the Denver Nuggets can defeat the Clippers. My opponent actually has that Manu Ginobili now. A couple days ago, he did not have that Manu Ginobili as I played him last time. And of course, if you're a fan of the NBA and if you're a fan of NBA Live Mobile, Manu Ginobili came back into the game a couple weeks ago. It's been a year since he retired. He did not have his card. All right, so, and of course, today, the Raptors won by only 1 point against the Boston Celtics. And I'm so happy for the Raptors because they actually are the 2 seed and the Boston Celtics are the 3 seed. So the Raptors actually technically have home court, even though there is no home court. It's the bubble, Orlando. No problems. iSplash Mobile. iSplash Mobile. You have on your channel logo, you have LeBron James. Is that your favorite basketball player? Who is your favorite basketball player? Is it LeBron James? Let's play again. Another opponent. I'm going to live stream until my phone battery is over. Now we're in deep space, outer space, the planetarium, spaceball court. And I love this court. I wish there's different courts in the game. Well, it said deep space, but it's a different court. We're in the Joel and B court. And he has a Shaquille O'Neal in 90s clothes. And this is a special lineup, of course. Steve Nash is hired as today as the Brooklyn Nets coach, and I basically wanted to put him in Brooklyn Nets jerseys with other players that are Brooklyn Nets, of course. So, Steve Nash signs a 4-year deal to coach the Brooklyn Nets to become their 23rd head coach. And he has a team of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant on his roster. And of course, Durant and Irving want to win a championship right away. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Steve Nash to win a championship for the Brooklyn Nets. For sure. Now let's look at Steve Nash. I'm gonna check out his deal and how much money it was. I think there was a surprise to many people that he was the coach. And it says Jacques Vaughn will stay as an assistant coach, as he was an assistant coach. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I don't think anybody knows how well how well Steve Nash will be as a head coach. It's just quite a surprise. Now the Phoenix Suns, their general manager has been trying to hire him for a long time. Yeah, I look at ESPN, I do not see how much money he's making in the contract and the deal. So I don't know. And then Brooklyn Nets owner is a Taiwanese businessman called Joe Tai. Joe Tai and him, he worked. Joe Tai worked for. Let me look him up really quickly. Joseph Tai, owner of the Brooklyn Nets, worked worked for Alibaba Group. So Jack Ma, one of the richest people in China, created the Alibaba Group, which I believe is like a Chinese Amazon. In Chinese, his name is Ma Ying. And randomly, I remember when UCLA players, Leandro Ball and Jalen Hans, who is now on the Brooklyn Nets, they flew to China and met with Ma Ying, Jack Ma, and Joseph Tai. Now let's play against this other opponent. He has a Kevin Durant at power forward. And that's a New York Kevin Durant. And he has dunk animations. And I think he has a Kyrie Irving as well, a Cleveland Cavalier. So Steve Nash going up against the players he has to coach. Let's see what happens there. Golden State Warriors, court. We have Denver Nuggets jerseys now. As it was the last time our jerseys. I'm checking something on my phone. Okay, we have the ball. Steve Nash. Steve Nash with the ball. I'm checking something on my computer. So, thank you for coming. If you have any question, please write a comment. Steve Nash with the ball. Rebounder, hey, thanks for still being here. Steve Nash with the ball. Rainbow jerseys, Denver Nuggets. Taurean Prince gives the ball to Joe Harris. Carlos LeVert tries to get a shot, misses that shot. Kyrie Irving with the ball. Steve Nash now has to coach Kyrie Irving. Now this monthly master, Kyrie Irving has a dunk animation. Slam dunk. Steve Nash with the ball. Brooklyn Nets head coach Steve Nash, number 13. Now when Jason Kidd, when he was hired as the Nets head coach, they had just moved to Brooklyn, and their owner was a Russian billionaire. Called Mikolov Rotatovich. I don't know if you pronounced that right, but he later sold the team a couple years ago to Joseph Tai. Joseph's Tai. Now let's play our next game. He has that Pau Gasol, which I just got today. Rebound, are you still here? How are you? This Pau Gasol I just got today on my main account. That's beautiful card art, as all the live passes have beautiful card art. But Luka Doncic with the ball. Now, I don't think enough people make a big deal out of this, but the fact is that Luka Doncic, who's more of a power forward, small forward, this year, his second year, changed positions, is now a point guard. And we're used to positionless players now. 6'8", 6'9" players pass the ball and bring the ball up the court. But isn't it surprising that you're basically your small forward, your power forward, just in one season becomes the point guard of your team? That's pretty amazing. Now, LeBron James has always played like a point guard. In his rookie season, and people make a big deal out of this, there were multiple small forwards on his team. Darius Miles, Ricky Davis. So LeBron James became a point guard his rookie season. People make a big deal out of this. There are cards. And when NBA Live Mobile releases a point guard, LeBron James, we know that that point guard LeBron James is a big deal. But today, he's basically a point guard, but sometimes not listed as a point guard. And KCP, Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is the point guard, basically. But then, when they play, KCP gives the ball to LeBron James, and LeBron James, LBJ, passes the ball. If you watch the Lakers. But I always want to see if LeBron James, is he listed as a point guard? Is he listed as a point guard? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to it. But all these big men playing point guards. But then we also have John Morant, who's a traditional point guard. 6'4" and under. 6'2", 6'3". Those are what I'm used to at point guards. So seeing all these big men become point guards. Or James Harden sometimes. Being a point guard and a shooting guard at the same time. Any given night, he could change positions. I think that's quite fascinating, quite interesting. So Joe Harris with the ball. Joe Harris one time won a 3-point shooting contest. And it's been quite a surprise for the Brooklyn Nets. Carlos LeVert with the ball. Makes the shot. One-handed shot. Now, sometimes I like to look at free agents. Now, let's look at free agent class in 2020. It's not that good of a class. Not that many great players. So technically, Anthony Davis is a player option, and but he's probably going to stay in LA, of course. And then Brandon Ingram, he's a small forward. New Orleans Pelicans are restricted, but he's probably going to stay as well. Now, Fred VanVleet looks like he's unrestricted point guard. But of course, he's quite short, 5'11", 6 feet. So we'll see if someone will try to pay him money. Or will the Toronto Raptors re-sign him? Remains to be seen. Now, DeMar DeRozan is a shooting guard, and it looks like he's unrestricted. So, does he stay with the San Antonio Spurs? Or is another team going to try to sign him? And everybody, of course, he's the best mid-range player in the game. He has an old school vibe, of course, as he shoots mid-range shots better than he shoots three-pointers. Then we have Montrezl Harrell, who's kind of like a Ben Wallace type of player. And Andre Drummond, who was a Detroit Piston, but now, last season traded. Actually, I think this season traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a worse team. We'll see who signs him. Danilo Gallinari is also going to be a free agent, and he's been playing well for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Mike Conley Jr. has a player option to be a free agent or not. Serge Ibaka, a little bit old player now. And it says he moved to center, which made him have a career renaissance. But he's an older player now. Washington Wizards have Davis Beltrans. Orlando Magic, Evan Fournier. Gordon Hayward is a player option. Boban Bogdanovic for the Sacramento Kings. That player, not the Utah Jazz player, is restricted. Hassan Whiteside, Portland, is a free agent. Tim Hardaway Jr., shooting guard. And let's talk about Joe Harris, who's in the game right now in my NBA Live mobile game. He, I believe, is unrestricted. So I think a lot of teams are going to try to sign him. And we'll see. Does he stay for the Brooklyn Nets? Because they have Kevin Durant as small forward now. Kevin Durant, of course, could play multiple positions. Kevin Durant could play power forward, of course. But do the Brooklyn Nets try to sign Joe Harris? Probably costs a lot of money. And if he really is a free agent, then he's probably, some other team's probably going to sign him. On this website, they say he's a knockdown outside shooter who can do more than just space the floor. Underrated cutter and slasher. He's great timing for sneaky finishes behind the rim. Marcus Morris, Clippers. Gordon Dragic, who's injured a lot, Miami Heat. Tristan Thompson is also a free agent. Marc Gasol. Paul Millsap. Jeremiah Grant. Jordan Clarkson. Derek Favors. Enes Kanter. Malik Beasley. Jay Crowder. So many free agents. None of them very good. Looks like we're actually, first time we're done playing against people. So, that's quite interesting. Now, so I'm going to go showdown. It's quicker this way. Hopefully it loads. And we're going to try to play some games. And I don't think I use my Steve Nash lineup anymore. But hold on, I'm gonna try to change my team. A sharpshooter, I'm gonna try to get Steve Nash on the team, and the rest players are just my normal lineup then. Because we're done with playing against Facebook friends. This looks like we played everyone. There's only one person here, and I appreciate your support to that one person here. We're gonna try to put Steve Nash in my sharpshooter lineup right now. But when I click anything, when I press anything, usually it slows the game down. So I don't know what's going to happen. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to use my regular lineup. Right now, it's slowing down the game. For sure. And I think NBA 2K21 just came out today. If anybody got that game, tell me about it. Is it good? So Steve Nash right here. It's loading, but I'm going to try to put him in the game. Maybe it's going to come out tomorrow. I forgot. But it looks like NBA 2K21. Is it out yet? I never really played those games. Well, finally I get to put in Steve Nash in. Actually, it looks like it's going to come out tomorrow, September 4th. So, I know a lot of NBA fans are going to buy that game. So, you know what? Steve Nash is from Canada. Let's put in Vancouver Grizzlies jerseys. As I grinded for those beautiful Vancouver Grizzlies jerseys. So, can I play this game? All right. And if I get home court, then I'm going to get those jerseys, of course. Now, 51 minutes, almost 1 hour. And we're in the rewind court. And yes, I'm going to get Steve Nash in a Brooklyn Nets jersey. Now, I always rewatch my live streams. So, I am quite happy. I'm very happy when I get to see these beautiful Vancouver Grizzly jerseys. Beautiful, beautiful Vancouver Grizzly jerseys. Steve Nash is from Canada. Canada. So we're going to play this game right now. Autoplay it. And my opponent has those wonderful Dallas Maverick jerseys. And we're going to play this game. We're going to autoplay it. I'm going to check something on my computer, but I'll be right back. I'm still here, but I'm just going to check something on my computer really quickly. Couple seconds left in the game. Max Keebler, give it to Big Shot Bob. Robert Horry with the ball. Robert Horry with the ball. Steve Nash, Canada's favorite son. Canada's greatest NBA player. There's a lot of great Canadian players now in the NBA. Right now with the ball, Andrew Wiggins, one of the most hyped up player from Canada. And Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets, playing really well. Steve Nash should be very proud of Jamal Murray. Definitely, for sure. A lot of great Canadian players. Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend, also from Canada. And I think I'm the only person here, but that's all right with me, my friends. Steve Nash with the ball. Joel Embiid. Steve Nash gives the ball to Kevin Love. Mr. Love. Ooh, nice shot. Goes in for the one-handed shot. Amazing job. Kyrie Irving. Let's hurry up and play the game. 15% left on my phone. But it's alright. We're going to go to the end. Kevin Love. Steve Nash gives the ball to Vince Carter. Oh my God, we see Vince Carter. Mr. Toronto Raptor. Mr. Raptor. But now he's in Vancouver Grizzly team. He's a Vancouver Grizzly jersey. No, he's on the Vancouver Grizzlies right now. Canada's other team. Oh my God, what's he doing there? Because it's a video game. My friends. You have Marcus Smart. Drives in with a shot. Ooh, one-handed layup. Nice. Steve Nash with the ball. Number 13. Gives the ball to Vince Carter. Now look at the amazing players. Oh my God, Canadian players. Steve Nash would be quite proud. Number Lou Dort. Yesterday had a big game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They could not win against the Houston Rockets. But Lou Dort, the star of the playoffs, Mr. Lou Dort from Canada. And then also on the Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, also from Canada. Now how about R.J. Barrett, New York Knicks, also from Canada. Dylan Brooks, Memphis Grizzlies, also from Canada. Brandon Clark, Memphis Grizzlies, also from Canada. Corey Joseph, also from Canada. Kelly Olynyk, oh my God, Kelly Olynyk, Canada. Tristan Thompson from Canada as well. Andrew Wiggins, don't even forget about Mr. Andrew Wiggins. Chris Brochure, also from Canada. So many great players, Canadian NBA players, to one day do well in the Olympics. Let's give Canada a gold medal. Canada a silver medal. Canada a bronze medal. We get locked out of the game. Canada. We're going to log back into the game. EA Sports. It's in the game. We're going to log back into the game and play the game out. We're trying to log back into the game. Hope everybody has a great night. A great Thursday. It's almost Friday tomorrow, right? Friday. Today is Thursday, September 3rd. Hope everybody has a great month. Next month, Halloween. The next month, Thanksgiving. Then the next month, Christmas. And then basically 4 more months until 2020. And then hopefully we have a better 2021. Hopefully we have a better 2021. Trying to log back into the game. Play NBA Live Mobile. Didn't even watch the VMAs. A lot of people wearing face masks now. The singers wearing face masks because they have backup dancers. So Lady Gaga made many creative, beautiful face masks. Very futuristic face masks. As they perform the VMAs in New York City. Now, let's go to Showdown. The sharpshooter lineup. We're going to play against the sharpshooter lineup. We actually play against a person. Let's get back into the game. Let's get back into the game. Now, the last game, we actually win it. Now, he has a Ricky Rubio. Also a very great point guard. A Ricky Rubio. Now we have Vince Carter or Steve Nash with the ball. Vancouver Grizzlies jerseys. Steve Nash with a slam dunk. Wow, Steve Nash with a All right, a little bit of lag right there. A little bit of lag. Steve Nash dunks, but it caused a lag. A little disappointing right there. A little bit of disappointing lag at the end of my live stream, but we're going to keep going to the end. Not going to talk as much. We're going to go, of course. We're going to log back into the game. Ready for a tip-off. Hitting the court. It's 8:41 right now in California. Very nice night. Loading, loading, loading. So NBA 2K21 is going to come out soon, tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what that game is like. It'll be interesting with LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, the 2020 NBA draft players. What they look like? So it'll be very interesting to see. For sure. I'm trying to log back into the game. If you just came, thank you for coming, of course. 5% left on my phone. John Moran today. 2019-2020 Kia NBA Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year. Well deserved. Great player. Reminds many people of a young Russell Westbrook. So And of course, in today's NBA, he's going to try to shoot threes more. I heard he's not that great of a three-point shooter, but he definitely he's going to try to learn more how to shoot more threes. In today's era of NBA, you gotta shoot threes, you know. We're trying to get into the NBA live mobile. Love that Hoop Dome. Hoop Dome's actually from Canada. So you see Steve Nash. I looked it up. Steve Nash, my player, NBA Live Mobile, he's playing there. He's from Canada. Canada. We finally get back into the game. My goal is 1%. I'm gonna end the live stream. But so NBA Live, their main game 19, they have these beautiful Hoop Dome court. And you see the Hoop Dome court has a vending machine. Love that court. It looks like that. Is it sponsored by NBA Live Mobile? Pro-Am. It's like the Drew League or something. Where all the hoopers go to play ball in the summer. I assume that's what the court is like. I have to research more. Google that court. I don't know. It looks beautiful though. I don't know. Something about the colors of that court. A little bit orange in the background. The orange color just stands out. And then that beautiful court color. A little bit lightish brown. I don't know how to explain it. Happy they gave us that court. And we try to improve the video game. We want those court in the game. Of course. Beautiful courts in the game of NBA Live Mobile. Now we have Dallas Mavericks. This is the team that Steve Nash first played for. Actually, this is the second team that Steve Nash first played. This is the second team Steve Nash played for. First team was Phoenix Suns, but this is the second team. And Dallas Mavericks, he becomes an all-star for the Dallas Mavericks. My opponent has a Brook Lopez. You rarely see that. A Brook Lopez. Oh, thank you for coming. Appreciate the support. Thank you for coming.